الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام والعاقبة للمتقين نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah, we begin with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by sending the best of salutations, peace and blessings upon his last and final messenger Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanallah, all praise and glory belongs to Rabbul Alameen, Allah Azza wa Jal himself. That He's privileged us, truly, without a doubt, we are privileged. Where each one of us, alhamdulillah, are able to live our lives as planned. That in itself is a big blessing. It is a blessing beyond our scope and beyond our reach. Think about it for a moment, that we are able to live our daily routine 99% of the time as planned. Where quite of a few, subhanallah, quite the majority are not able to do so from the human population, where the future is uncertain for them. They don't know what tonight holds. They don't know what tomorrow will bring forth. Whereas as alhamdulillah us, we have a routine in place. And subhanallah, as we start our day, we are expected to start our day with Salatul Fajr. And then we commence the morning with the name of Allah. And that is something that we need to make sure that we are doing on a daily basis. To begin in the name of Allah, everything we do, what we say, what we do, all in the name of Allah, Bismillah. That is what Bismillah means. And think about it for a moment. You carry on a task and you begin this very task in the name of Allah. Do you think you or this task will fail? Do you think that you will not be able to achieve what you set out for? Especially after having taken the name of Allah before commencing this task. This is a paramount and a crucial reminder for all of us. That as Muslims, subhanallah, Allahu Rabbuna, Allah is our Rabb. Allah is our Lord. He is our protector. He is our sustainer. He is our creator. And we don't just turn to Him at time of need or at time of difficulty, but rather at all times. Good times or not so good times. This is the trait, this is the mindset of a believer. This is how we as Muslims should uphold ourselves and conduct ourselves in private or in public. Nowadays, we're more focused and we've become public-centric individuals where it's all about the public life. It's all about how you carry yourself in front of others. It's all about what others perceive and think and assume of you. And in the process, we have, subhanallah, sacrificed the mindset of living a peaceful, harmonious, righteous, God-fearing private life. We've sacrificed it. We've taken it out of the equation. Private life, for some odd reason, no longer means anything, if anything. Why? Because it's all about the image. It's all about appearance. It's all about the public life. Subhanallah, strange as it is, it should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. We should be people who are privately centered, subhanallah, and focused. that we pray and beg before Allah, we converse before Allah in private, in seclusion. That we go through a moment of reflection in seclusion. We hold ourselves accountable in private as to what I may have done, what I intend to do, and subhanallah, where I wish to be tomorrow or in the near future. We need to have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all that we do. All it takes is a mere thought. All it takes is a moment of reflection and a moment of seclusion to really remove the clouded type of a mind that our mindset is going through, just to make sure that it's a clear sky up here. Just to make sure that what we're doing so for the sake of Allah. So that we as Muslims live a righteous and a good life. Not necessarily a long life. That's usually in the minds of every person. That we wish and hope and dream to live a long life. And you can add as many as O's you want in the long, it still won't be enough. But as the poet says, that a long life may not be good enough, but a good life will surely be long enough. That's what we should strive forward to and to. And how to do it? Simple. Turn to Allah. Turn to Allah before we return to Allah. That's the motto. That is the mindset to have and to uphold and to implement as Muslims. There's much that can be said. But subhanallah, as time progresses and as we move at such a rapid pace of time progression, even the very Jummah khutbah, all it does, it serves to light a spark within your spirit, mashallah, spiritually. That's all it does, and we hope it does that, for me as well as for you. Because this is the only sane, only appropriate knowledge or more or less reminder we get within the week. So our weekly dose is what of spirituality? The Jummah khutbah, or the Jummah lecture, or Jummah salah. Do you understand the importance of Jummah salah in itself? There's a very powerful and thought-provoking narration of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in terms and in regards to the Jummah prayer itself. And it serves as a reminder as well as a warning for the Muslimin. That a person who purposefully, intentionally skips out on 3 Jummah salahs consecutively must renew their faith. Subhanallah. What a reminder. And in today's day and age, we understand this to be truly in its essence and its core lesson, that if we no longer are getting that weekly dose of spirituality and of sound knowledge, where else are we learning our deen from? Who are we learning our faith and religion from? Subhanallah, look, you think Sheikh GPT has all the answers. No, he does not. You think the internet has all the answers. No, it does not. It may have the answers you're looking for, but not the answer in itself that you should be listening to. Subhanallah. Think of it this way. I today can find the answer or any answer that I'd like for my question to have. Simple as that. Simple as that. I today can come across any answer or a fatwa that would more or less tend to my desire, tend to the mindset of my question, tend to the mindset of my own intention. I can find an answer. Subhanallah. We can find an answer. But that's not the way to go. We need to make sure that we're rooted within our faith, Quran and Sunnah. We need to make sure that we are rooted as Muslims. It's not, as I often mention, a clock in and a clock out system where I'm a Muslim now and time to clock out, I'll be a Muslim later. Clock in, clock out, clock in, clock out, subhanallah. And it doesn't really end well for individuals who carry on with that kind of an approach towards the deen of Allah. Subhanallah, there's much to mention. But as a general reminder for today's topic in khutbah, and a reminder for me as well as you, I had promised you that I would conclude the hadith that I had shared with you last month or so about the 5 advices Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave to his companions, and said with much attention that who amongst you is willing to learn some advices from me and pass it on to others. And Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala an mentioned, Ana ya Rasulullah, it would be me. And Muhammad ﷺ mentioned 5 advices within this one narration. The very first was, اتَّقِ الْمَحَارِمَ تَكُنْ أَعْبَدَ النَّاسِ. Refrain from that which is prohibited, from that which is not allowed, from that which is impermissible, and you will become the most virtuous of people. By default, you will become the most virtuous of people. Live your life upon some of these principles as well. Many times, you really need to put an effort behind your actions to fail. Many times, all you need to do is to put effort, an actual effort to fail. Does it make sense? Hold on. Does it make sense? Does it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being so kind, gracious, and merciful, He doesn't expect much from us. But on the same end, He does not want the worst from us. Be neutral. If you feel that you cannot do any good, any additional good, then at the very least, don't do any harm or bad. Don't fall into sin. Don't fall into temptation. Our faith revolves around 2 principles, more or less. The very act of disobedience and the very act of obedience. Many times, if we're not disobeying Allah, that by default means we are obeying Allah. Nothing much to do. Just don't disobey Allah. Many times, all it takes from us to fall into the category of people who are obeying Allah is not to disobey Him. Simple. So Muhammad ﷺ is mentioning, stay away from the haram, and you will become the most virtuous of people. As I mentioned in the previous, that is difficult to do. Stay away from haram, stay away from that which is tempting, eluding, subhanAllah, enticing, calling, with benefits. Who in their right mind will stay away from haram? That's the struggle. That's the challenge. How many of us can say no to our desires which aren't in line with our faith? How many of us can say no to people